Hey friends, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. Today we're test driving the 2015 Toyota 4Runner Trail. Now this is the off-road version in the Toyota 4Runner lineup. You've got the SR5 at the base and the Limited at the top. Now there is the TRD Pro out there. That one's actually based on the Trail, and then they add a lot of other special equipment for off-roading that's really more high-end than this, and that is a special edition. This one, no, this is the mainstream off-road version of the 4Runner, and so today, as you can see, I've already had a little bit of fun with it. I'd like to really find out if it lives up to its trail name.
The 2015 Toyota 4Runner Trail Grade differs visually from the other models in the lineup, first by a unique front fascia which has a silver lower chin, looking a lot like a skid plate. It's purely cosmetic, but sets it apart from the rest well. It also gets a uniquely designed set of 17-inch 7-spoke wheels and a special hood with a scoop. It's more a decoration than anything, but goes with the territory here. The look is otherwise understated and not cartoonishly off-roadified. The 4Runner received a styling update for the 2014 model year, and the look, while fresh, still shows the bones of the same old truck that's been with us since the 2010 model year. As ours is a Trail Premium grade, it also has a power sunroof to light up the interior. Here we have the best simulated leather I've seen, what Toyota calls Softex. The Trail receives red accent stitching throughout, which gives a sportier feel, and those seats are heated, at least the front ones, but they're not ventilated. They're comfortable for long drives, as I found, and the Softex material doesn't make you sweat. Rear seats fold down in a variety of splits, giving you full access to the rear cargo space. They're easy enough to fold down, and when up, have a good placement for legroom and comfort. Headroom is not an issue for most.
Our tester here does have an optional item, which I think is a bit of a novelty, and that is the slide-out load floor here. Now this is actually pretty unique because it allows you to take the whole load floor and simply slide it out like a drawer. Makes getting access to your things a little bit easier, like if you're camping or if you're tailgating. In my case, I've got all my camera equipment here, so it makes it easier to get in and out of some of these things without having to lean all the way into the truck. Now it does have a downside, of course, and that is it takes up about 3 inches from the load floor, so if you have tall things, that might be an issue for you. It does have storage underneath it, but it's only about 2 inches tall, so it's sort of limited in what you can actually put there, but I still think it's a pretty slick little deal.
The Entune touchscreen infotainment system keeps it simple with well laid out menus and a nav system which performs well. Its sound is middle of the road though, but it does offer a variety of connectivity options via Bluetooth, USB, and an auxiliary input. Power comes from Toyota's venerable 4-liter V6 engine with a 5-speed automatic transmission. It has a reasonable 270 horsepower, but it struggles to move the 4,750-pound 4Runner on the highway. Pushing it in the mountains brings on the noise too. With EPA ratings of 17 mpg city, 21 mpg highway, and 18 mpg combined, I observed a combined mpg of 20. This was slightly higher than promised given the balance of both highway and off-road driving. I do think an updated engine and transmission could improve its performance both in power delivery as well as in fuel efficiency. The Trail, of course, is really about its off-road capability. Ours was optioned with a kinetic dynamic suspension which allows the anti-roll bars to ease up at slow speeds like when on the trail. This allows for easier wheel articulation in moguls and rough terrain. It also has a locking rear differential and manually shiftable transfer case for complete control of the drive wheels. Conversely, an exceptional multi-terrain controller and crawl system allow for you to set the system to take all the work out of it for you in the challenging spots. We took it through a good deal of snow and ice during our week and never once found a challenge. That was followed up with a good deal of back trail exploring, which was made all too easy with the 4Runner. The chassis and body remain solid and stiff, stout in ways that no crossover SUV has yet to match. For a body-on-frame old-school SUV, the 4Runner still stands alone here, and hopefully Toyota can find a way to keep it on the market in the years to come. The IIHS crash safety for the Toyota 4Runner comes in with good ratings across the board with the exception of the new small offset test where it only achieved a marginal rating. To be a top safety pick, a vehicle must achieve at least an acceptable rating in this test.
Summing it up for the Toyota 4Runner Trail, I gotta say, if I were actually in the market for a 4Runner, this is the one I would choose for myself because it's got just the right level of equipment. It's not too overly loaded like the Limited, but it's got the off-road capability that could really make life out here completely undaunting and really What else would you compare it to? You've got the Jeep Wrangler, which is kind of in its own orbit, and you've got the Nissan Xterra, a little bit more downscale in terms of price and content. So even when you look at its price here, this one's optioned up pretty well. You don't have to spend quite this much when you get the Trail. Now, as we look at the stars for the week, the main area we talked about was its powertrain. It's getting a little bit long in tooth, which is to say, when it comes to horsepower and fuel economy, not quite as competitive as it could be. And I really think a 6-seat automatic would go a long way to fixing that issue. So this week it gets 4 out of 5 stars. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride.